I wonder where we're going to meet when they start this.
Here we are.
They're going to do this room.
Here we are. We're on.
Oh, we're on?
Yep.
Oh.
Which way should we look?
Welcome
Either
to
way.
What's New. Martha Riesinger
Ours.
and Ara Simpson and myself and our new guest.
Sharon Grass.
Yep.
We will have ours introduce her and get on with the show.
Okay. Before we start with the garden walk and the other information Sharon Grass has for us, I'll just read you the names of people that won the Birdhouse Contest. You can go to the St. Genevieve Art Guild website, or on Facebook, if you search Birdhouse Contest 2022 St. Gen Art Guild, it'll pop up. The Best of Show, Our Neighbors, was by Gary Bonefield? Beautification, okay. And the decorative houses, we had two categories, decorative and functional. So the decorative ones were first place, Vertical Log House by Virginia White, and that was really a neat little birdhouse. The second one was Bird B&B by Dave and Juanita Wyman. They did a little log house with a tin roof on it, and that was really neat. And these are at the Art Center if you want to go this weekend and see them. Most of them are still there. There's a couple left, but none of the prize ones, they're all still there. And then the third place was the Kinetic Birds by Don Kirchner. And it's a tall 3-bird house, and it moves back and forth. And then in the functional one, Sunflowers by Sandra Mussey. And the second place was Feathers by Michelle Spencer. And third place was Herring Woodpecker by Jackie Butler. So stop by the Art Guild and see the birdhouses. They're very unusual and very neat to look at.
They're not your normal birdhouses.
And they're not normal birdhouses.
pretty, though.
They're very,
They're really pretty.
yes, very beautiful.
Yes,
Even the
beautiful.
functional ones are
Yes,
pretty.
yes.
So,
Iris, my understanding is they're going to be on display until the garden walk. Is that what you're understanding
that's
too?
what the ones that want to leave them there can leave them till the garden walk, yes. That's correct. So anyways, you can stop by or stop by during the garden walk. And we did a change of art for the Audubon weekend. It was this past weekend, so a lot of neat bird art there, really neat art. So, okay, Sharon, now you can talk about the garden walk.
And the other, I've been corresponding with the Art Guild, asking if they were going to do a plein air event, but I don't think so for the garden walk.
Right.
Though I do enjoy that when they do it. But my understanding, are they still going through with designing some plant stakes? Have you heard any more about that?
Yeah,
Plant
we're at
markers?
our next meeting, we're going to probably do that. I
Oh.
think that's the activity meeting in May. We'll be doing that right before the garden.
And that's for sale, those will be for sale over the garden walk, is that
Yes,
right?
That's what they're planning. And the birdhouses have prices on them too. So those will be available for purchase. And I think the garden committee, didn't they start the birdhouse contest years ago?
Yes, we did, and then we dropped it because we didn't have much interest, but the years we did it, it was fun to see what kind of birdhouses came in.
And I can't remember the man's name, but he won every year first place.
Yes, I can't
I
remember
don't
either
remember what
now.
his name was, but he had some really neat ones too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm here on behalf of the St. Genevieve Master Gardeners, and as you all know, we have an annual garden walk. Now, it has been 2 years since we last had the garden walk because of the pandemic, and so we're really excited about getting it back on track. And there are really a lot of things going on that weekend. We just talked about the Art Guild and what they are planning on doing, but of course the farmers market is something everybody knows is going on, and then the tours and a lot of the gardens. I won't mention specific gardens because we do sell tickets for this, so we don't want to give it away.
Right.
And just as an aside, the money from the tickets and our plant sale does go to our beautification grants that we sponsor. And we only missed 1 year for them, but we're running low on money, so we're hoping for a big turnout this year and lots of plant sales. If anybody has any plants that they're just going to pitch, place them on my doorstep out in Valley Spring Trail, and I'll pot them up and we'll get a little money for them. And then the various craft and boutique and downtown shops, they are planning on something special. They haven't quite outlined it. I think they're finishing that up this week. But for some, it's going to be a percentage off. Some are offering a special gardening item. I think that's the ideas I've heard floated. So it's going to be interesting to go around to the different shops and see what everybody has.
Oh, yes. That's good.
And then, of course, there's always the wineries to take a break from all the walking that's on the garden walk and take a break. Bree is offering a 20% off coupon, I believe, on a special cocktail that they've designed for that particular weekend. So I'm anxious to see what that's going to be and do a taste testing. And the Howard's famous bee shop, they are planning some kind of a scavenger hunt. So I can't wait to see. We did that with the kids with Easter and Easter eggs, and that was a lot of fun, so I can't imagine what this one's going to be like.
No kidding.
I don't know if it's going to be geared for kids or adults or both. I don't have that much information on it, but they do have a website. You can always go and check that out then too. And then there's, of course, Pickle Springs, Magnolia Hollow, and Hahn State Park. So lots of things. Oh, and I forgot too, Sassafras Originals are hosting Pioneer Days, and that's going to be fun too. I think for the most part it's very low cost or free activities. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I know they're having the blacksmithing person, the farrier's wife, and she was at our vendor market I guess the last year before we shut down for COVID, and she makes some wonderful things. I have her claw hand rake, and it is the sturdiest thing for one. It doesn't, and I wear tools out with my gardening, but this is not worn out, and it's easy on the hands, so you might want to go down. I'm going to see, now I will tell you that my garden's going to be on the garden walk. That's the only freebie I'm going to give. And we have,
and it's always beautiful.
and we have several gardens that haven't been on the garden walk in a number of years. So it's not the typical one that everybody says, oh, it's the same old gardens. It isn't this year. We've got different ones.
That's
And
you're the downtown advertiser tonight.
yeah, yeah, I'm one of their biggest supporters, because if they do well, we do well, and vice versa. You know?
Exactly.
So these walk, and I've never been to one.
Oh, you have. They're neat.
No. So
It's a nice day just to spend.
that's what I'd like to do. And when you do that, is these garden walk, are these at the garden walks? Is it just different people's homes?
Yes, and some of the historic homes.
Oh, okay.
some of the, I should say there's a couple of
Okay.
the historic homes.
How
that
many's
are
on
it.
this year?
20, we've got 20 gardens.
Oh my
It takes
gosh.
2 days to get through them usually.
Boy,
Yeah.
that's
And the
so-
ticket, you buy a one ticket and it's good both days.
Both days.
And the tickets did go up a little bit this year. They're up to $10. Children under 6 are free, which that's really cheap for garden walks.
It is, yes.
Because I've gone on some of them in St. Louis, and they're as high as $50 for a ticket, and some are $25. And we do have some of the premier gardens on the walk this year that have lots of design tips. And for those, a lot of those gardeners are there with their garden, ready to answer any questions and give any advice if people want to ask. I, of course, am a master gardener. Not all our gardens are sponsored by master gardeners, but they are longtime gardeners, so they have a fairly deep knowledge of gardening.
Okay.
So I think it's always,
Oh, yeah.
I know which ones are on the garden. I've seen them several times. I'm always interested in seeing what they might have changed and that kind of thing.
Different, yeah.
And some of these gardeners like a lot of native flowers. Now, I will say that I do not have a lot of natives in my garden, but I do attract enough bees. I think if you have flowers, they come.
Yes.
So, and so there's lots of good information, I think, on the garden walk. And I think a lot of fun, different kinds of things. I think I don't know if it's because we're in the Park Service now or what, but the kind of people that are coming in seem to have new, fresh ideas too. So I think that's going to be
Well,
fun.
that's good, yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing that I would like to mention is that we do sponsor a beautification grant every year, and usually we are able to give away up to $2,000. This year our funds are running a little low because the garden walk and the plant sales fund these, so we had to cut it back a little bit this year. But I wanted to announce the winners of, we had 4 people apply for the grants, and we were able to fund them in some way a little bit. Valley Catholic School's Butterfly Garden, I don't know if you've seen that. It's pretty visible. It's right on the corner where St. Vincent de Paul is, if anybody doesn't know. And it's just coming to life right now. We sponsored them to help fertilize or put compost on the garden, and also to purchase, I think $100 worth of new perennials that they wanted to. And they do usually have a lot of native plants there to attract the butterflies. So it's a good example of a butterfly garden if anybody is wanting to go see that.
And also, you might mention that the kids
Oh, yes.
too.
I know Donna Herzog is the main, well, she's the one that applies for the grants, but I think several teachers help her. And she wrote me back and said, it's the boys, my twin grandsons are in 1st grade, and it's their year to help plant or something this year.
She
So
always has the kids help
Yeah.
too. It's so
Yes.
cute.
It is. So I'm anxious. I've never been on that side of it, so I'm anxious to see it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to try and take a little video of them, and it'll probably be posted on the Valley site, or for sure it'll be on our Master Gardener website. If anybody wants to join the St. Genevieve Master Gardener website, you do not have to be a Master Gardener to join our Facebook page, and it gives a lot of information. Whenever anybody's doing anything kind of gardening related, I post it on there.
Oh, okay. That's good.
And then our second one was the St. Genevieve Community Garden, and they applied for a request for, they have in mind garden art, and we were only able to do a particular, but I hope they apply for next year, because I would certainly, once we're a little bit better funded again, I would certainly think that would look cute down there.
Is that the one down on Main Street?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, Yeah, on the floodplain, and it's really looking nice. It
Yes.
has a lending library and that. And this is the garden art. I don't know which way to put this.
Yes, he'll come in on it, just hold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the garden art that they propose, and to me, it looks like a lot of the things that you might see up at the zoo or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So I'm hoping that they will apply next year. And then the two next ones, we have funded some garden renewal projects from a couple of the churches in the county. The one is St. Philip and James Parish, and we have funded them a couple of times over the years. And they usually are rejuvenating flower beds with various they usually do some perennials in that, or bedding plants, and they update their soil amendments. So we sponsored that. And then St. Joseph Parish, which is out in Zell, they are rejuvenating some of their flower beds that are around the church. And one of theirs is, let me show you a picture. This is the flower bed that they proposed rejuvenating, but it looks in pretty sad shape. They pulled out some old shrubbery, and the brick or the concrete wall is falling apart. I don't know how many years old it is.
I bet it's really old.
Yeah.
That's all.
So we weren't really able to fund much for the particular concrete wall or brick wall, whatever that is, but we were able to fund all of the shrubbery that they wanted to do in this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I think hopefully these, we do request that they give us a return report in November, and it's a pretty simple thing. It's just taking some pictures and a short synopsis of what they did. And most of our people who have won grants over, they have been very money conscious of it and have done way more a lot of times than what we expect.
Yeah.
So I
So
think,
how do you advertise for them applying for the grants on
usually it's in the papers and on the Sun Times website, and we usually advertise here. It's on our Master Gardener website. I usually share it to what's going on in St. Genevieve and other Facebook pages like that. Try to get out the name. I usually, past winners, a lot of times if I have enough time, I'll send them an application. So we've had as many as one recipient or one application over the year to, I think the year that we quit right before the COVID was, we had, I want to say like 7 of them. So, yeah. So, so I wish we had like $10,000 to give away.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, then you could really do some beautification.
Right, for sure.
And it's open to, we do not fund any kind of private gardens at all, but we do a lot of funding, we do funding of public gardens or nonprofits. And we really would encourage a lot of the people still have the pots that were put in place during the, when did they put all the trees in? What was that for? Was that after the flood? One of the rejuvenation things? I don't remember. They've been there so long.
Yeah.
But if people are struggling to have any of their flower beds around the square. I know that the Garden Guild has taken over a lot of them around their place.
We just took the one right in front and the 2 flower pots in there. Joan kept the rest of them.
But-
She has beautiful flowers in there.
Yes, she does.
She does.
And they're
Very good. She's been
pretty
there forever.
self-maintenance, yeah.
Yes, right.
But any of those plots around the square there, or if they have any of them that Mrs. Clarice Giesler's daughter lives in my grandma's old house. She ran the St. Genevieve Gardening Club for years, but I think she's giving it up now.
I was going to say Ellen Carl, but that's
No.
not who it is. It's a younger one.
No,
Oh, an older person.
yes, that's why she's retiring. I think
Oh,
it's gotten to
okay.
be a little bit too much for, I'm blanking on her name.
I
She
do
was a
know.
Giesler.
And I can't help you. So, yeah.
So anyway, she, I believe, is giving up the sponsor, she was kind of pretty much the person who ran the St. Genevieve. They weren't very active at all, but they did do this. And if somebody calls up and wanted to sponsor one of the gardens, then she just signed you up, is all she did anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I think the mayor has taken over that responsibility now.
Oh, really?
So from what we heard, it's kind of passing on messages to messages. So my information might be a little bit off, but if we would sponsor some of those gardens too, if people want a little help with buying bulbs or flowers or whatever they would need,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's a good program. We always like to see what people are thinking about doing, so, and we like to sponsor new projects, so,
And there's a lot of pretty flowers around the square.
yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, Joan has maintained those for a lot of years. I think still does.
Yes, she does.
I was going to say, I seen her by the chamber office. And I didn't know
Yeah,
she did
she's
all
got
that
2
stuff.
of them there, and the one up in the park, and
Yeah.
I think there's another one
Oh, that one
that she
at the
does.
entrance of the park, huh?
Yes.
at the entrance of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Patty Sexar still does the one up towards Valley there.
The one with the cactus?
corner. No, actually, I think, I don't know if Joan's brother still does it, but he's the one that
Oh,
put that in.
he's the one that did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Donnie.
And then, of course, Nancy Fisher does the whole front of Valley.
Yes,
Oh,
and
she
that has been amazing to see how gradually that has improved. Now, Nancy's not asked for any funding for that one. I
She
think that.
sure puts a lot of plants out when she digs them up.
Gosh,
Yeah,
she does
a lot of
an
them
amazing
come
job.
from her garden, so, yeah, so it's she's gradually filled that up. It was better than the old spruce bushes that were
Shrubs
there.
were all out of it.
Yeah, that were a little tired.
Yeah, she's always got something blooming in there.
But she does,
All the
she
time.
always, I stopped one day and said, if you get finished there and you want some more, you can come.
She really works hard.
Yes.
Yeah, she does.
That
Plus
Mr.
being
Lurk-
such a fantastic teacher. on
Right,
top
that
of
Mr.
it.
Lurk has done a lot down there, but boy, I tell you what, she's really done a lot too. Especially
But she gets her gardening skills from Nancy's my first cousin, so
Really?
she gets it from my aunt.
Okay.
She started their gardens around the house that Nancy lives in. So.
Oh, really?
Well, no, yeah.
So I get it honestly also, I guess.
Right.
You do, yeah.
Because Grandma Arnold was a gardener also.
Oh, my goodness.
So I think that's really, I guess I chit-chatted too much, maybe.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
So,
You can keep talking.
Right, when's,
Yeah,
what's
whatever.
the date on that?
Oh, yes, a very important detail. It's May 14th and 15th. It's the weekend after Mother's Day. And the plant sale on Saturday starts at 9 o'clock. Usually we have people, we usually only started it at 10, but then everybody started showing up at 9.
Yeah, now they're
That's
going to
like-
show up at 8.
Yeah.
It's like yard sales, you say 7 and they're at 5:30 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it starts at 9, but the gardens only open at 10, and it's till 4 o'clock. And then on Sunday, it really does only start at 10 to 4. And very seldom do we get down there much before 10 because everything is kind of set up already.
Right,
So.
right.
And we do have one vendor that has committed to joining our vendor market, and that's Show Me Daylilies. They are out near, it's out by the Sunrise School District. It's not, it's not DeSoto, but it's real close to there. And he has been with us probably the last 5 or 6 years, if not longer.
Oh, my goodness.
And he brings down some excellent quality daylilies. I have a fair amount of mine growing in my garden, and they've always done well. So if you like daylilies, that's one of my favorites.
And then where do you get your tickets?
Oh, the tickets? You can purchase them through Venmo, though I wouldn't do that quite yet because I don't have the Venmo account set up, but we're working on that. And you can purchase them the day of at the ticket. We're setting up at the usual spot down by the Welcome Center, and you can purchase them there. But you can, we will have Venmo available. I know that's been a problem for a lot of younger people, and even older people like me.
Yeah.
I very seldom carry much cash with me, and so that's why we're offering both options. Now we tried to get purchase of tickets available through brown paper ticket, but that has not, I don't know if they are out of business in St. Louis, but at this point I haven't heard back from them. And I'm going to try one more time to contact them, and hopefully they will be available. It's real easy to do that, but it will cost a little bit more through brown paper ticket because they charge a handling fee.
Oh.
And so who, what, where, when, why, I think.
Yes.
So when you purchase your ticket, you will get a description of a lot of the activities that are going around in town and a listing of the gardens and how to locate them. So,
That's what I was going to ask you.
And
They
it's
have-
very easy to follow usually.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
was there like a map or something?
we give a map out with it, and usually we have the numbers on there.
Just the numbers, yeah.
Yeah, and then the description and the actual address is on, and a lot of them will be familiar to you.
Right.
As far as locations.
Right. If we've lived here all of our life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But still, we don't know a lot of the
No,
newcomers'
no.
names.
yeah.
No, oh, no, I don't know their names, but yeah.
Uh-huh. And so we would appreciate if everybody would share. It's a nice day. Start off looking at a few of the gardens, the closest ones, go eat lunch. That's what a lot of people come for, is to eat lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Check out a few of the shops after that, and then see a couple more gardens.
yes.
And if
Yes.
you're away from here, rent a B&B,
Right. Right.
a room at any one of the local hotels and everything, and spend the night. And then go do a few more the next day and go out to the wineries for
There
a
you
while.
go.
I think it's a wonderful
Well, it
weekend.
would be, it would be. I mean, they could walk all, You've got all morning to walk through
Yeah.
the whole town.
Yes, they can
And-
easily get their 10,000 steps in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I need to get busy on that one.
I mean, they can see, while they can go to the garden, or to the gardens, but if they're downtown to eat or anything, they could go walking down there and to some of those stores.
Yes, uh-huh.
So it's a win-win situation. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah, we have great eateries here in town, and
The one?
they have places to eat,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
great restaurants.
Oh, yeah. We've tried to persuade some of them to offer like a flower, like lavender bread or
Oh.
a lavender tea or
Yes,
something.
yes, yes.
And I don't know if any of them will do that. It's kind of beyond my control, but it would be nice to make it just kind of a gardening kind of weekend.
Right,
I
that
bet
would
you
be, yeah.
QRST might do that.
Oh, yes, they do.
Do that, yeah.
We did a tea down there with some of the old people, retired people from the hospital here the other day, and had a wonderful time. They served their chicken salad is to die for.
Gosh.
I would love to get a big container of that.
Chicken salad.
Yes, if you ever do. And I like tea. I drink a lot of iced tea. Never was a big fan of hot tea, but theirs is really, I think
Unusual.
yes, and really mild,
Yes.
not
Not
bitter.
No.
So I think maybe I don't know how to brew it is the problem. But yes, I would encourage everybody to, there's one oolong something, and I don't remember the names of it, but it has a vanilla under flavor, and it was delicious.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
He did some kind of a blue flower when we were down there. That was really good too.
Tea. He has some teas that make you perk up and
Right.
that help your immune system and
Help
different
you
things.
sleep, which I don't need no help.
Oh, gosh.
And also he has spices,
Yes, he does.
yes.
and he also has my art down there.
Yes, I saw that
Yeah, I
too.
did too. I saw your article.
And he also has,
Linen lace.
linen and lace
Yeah.
items down there.
I walked
Yeah.
into those two rooms there, and I thought, well, this looks awful familiar.
Yeah,
Because that was always one of my favorite shops.
yeah.
Oh, yes. Remember when it was the,
Really neat items too.
right,
Yeah.
what was it called? It was vintage, something vintage. When they had that clothing store down there, it was all vintage.
Oh, vintage clothes.
Right,
Yeah.
and, or no,
I don't know if I even went in there.
what was her name?
Three Little Indians
And
had
Three
it
Little
too.
Indians
Yeah,
was after them, I think.
yeah,
Anyway, that was kind of neat.
yeah. But he's
But he's really
they're
got
very, very nice people,
Oh.
very sociable.
Very, and they have the most. I love my dog. I love my dog. But I could
Oh,
take
their
the
dog, yeah.
Cashington. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful dog, and he's got manners, and he's just this lovable dog.
He comes out and he smells you.
Oh, well,
See what you, of
when he
course,
comes
all
to
dogs do
McDonald's,
that.
I always get some bacon strips and give him one.
Oh, you bribe him, huh?
Now, we did not meet.
You didn't? Well, he's the one that served it. I mean,
Oh, you mean?
he's the one that took care of it. Brad Moore. Oh, the dog you're talking about, not me.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we met
I was going to say you had to meet him because
I
he's the one that
think
puts it on.
he keeps it. Little Cashington stays in the other room.
Yeah, we didn't
Let it go
meet him
through,
that day,
yeah.
or else I missed him.
No,
No, you wouldn't
don't
miss
usually-
him.
No, you
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
miss
miss
him.
him.
Just a beautiful black dog. I can't remember what he told me he
Yeah.
was. But
And in case people do not know it, Common Grounds has added a menu to their coffee shop.
to the, yes.
And the food is delicious. She's got things that you don't buy at other stores, and that was her purpose,
Oh,
to
was
put in
hers,
there.
yes.
And the food is really good. She has soups, wraps, sweets, sandwiches, and quiche.
And I had that.
Breakfast
here the other day.
items.
It was good.
And
And the Audubon, aren't they had a special last weekend, so they'll probably have something special for the garden walk also. And the Old Brick and the Anvil and lots of good places to eat in
Right.
town. And then
Nobody
all
can
it-
say-
out from town, there's a
Right.
lot of other good places.
Right.
A lot of,
And it's just good walking. I mean, you park your car right there in the square and, or I'm assuming Valley Desert, if it's not during school, well, it won't be during school.
they don't always have that open. Sometimes they put the gate up.
Oh, do they? Okay. But either way, you can park somewhere down there. But, well, back there behind the Old Brick now.
Yeah, they have the
that
new
parking lot.
parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yes.
People
And
can-
the little park there that, I'm not sure, I know Restoration, or the Foundation for Restoration was part of that, but I don't think they were the main sponsor of that little seating area there right behind the
Oh.
brick. We did donate money to that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most of, and the sign out by the community center
Yeah.
that the chamber, did they do that?
Is that who does it? I don't know who does it.
Optimum. I can't remember
Right.
offhand. I hate that. It's one Andrea Stolzer's
Yes.
involved in.
Yeah. Yeah.
She, we supported that one too with a grant.
Oh, okay.
So I think you would be surprised at how many projects we have sponsored.
Right.
And
That's really
even
great, yeah.
St. John has, there at the entrance,
Yes.
the back entrance, we sponsored some of the flowers for that years and
Yes.
years ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of projects have come requesting
them, yes.
money.
Well, that's awesome.
That is. I never realized you did all that, or that the garden club did all that.
Yes.
Probably a lot of people aren't aware of it.
I know, and we try to mention that every time we put something on our Facebook page or various kinds of things, but it's hard to get things, you have to read it at the time
Oh,
it's
yes.
important to you.
Right.
Yes.
And that doesn't
Absolutely.
always happen. But yes, we are proud of sponsoring a lot of the various kinds of projects around town.
So how many members does the garden club have? Or it varies from time to time?
Yes, we are all getting older, aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
And we have probably, we're down to 6 members. And fortunately, Katie from the Extension Office had a class this year, and it was really well attended, a Master Gardener class, because you have to be a Master Gardener to be in the Master Gardeners, unfortunately.
Right.
And but that's just because of the way University of Missouri protects the people, you have to have insurance. They have to,
Right.
because we're under their wing. And so, where was I going with that? So anyway, but the class, we offer sponsorships, and University Extension offers a discount. So it may be that it costs $120, and don't quote me on
Right.
that, but it's at least $125 to take the course. But it's 6 weeks of 2-hour-long sessions, and I took it 20 years ago. And once you're a Master Gardener, the classes are free then. And you can drop in at any one of the sessions when they hold it. They usually rotate it from St. Genevieve to Perryville to Farmington. And so I think it's money well spent, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Plus the classes are interesting.
Oh, yes, I bet so. Well, this would give ideas to people that, and like you said, somebody be there to answer the questions that, that's the, well, this is all coming, so we have Mother's Day next weekend, or this coming, wait a minute.
2
Next
weekends.
weekends, yeah. And then the weekend after that is the
Garden walk.
walk.
Yeah, yeah, going by fast.
It
It'll
is.
be-
I
it'll
can't
be
believe
here,
how fast it's
absolutely.
gone since the first of the year.
Right,
It's unreal.
right. But
Totally unreal.
I was trying to think of some other little different things that was going on right around that time. But, if you have, again, just walking downtown, eat, walk, and then do your garden walk.
Yeah,
Or
and
garden
make-
walk and eat.
And make sure you head down to Pioneer Days. I understand
yes.
that's going to be really fun.
Yesterday, last year, it was really nice.
Was it? I
Yeah.
didn't make it down. I think we were gone that weekend or something. But yes, I've heard it's a very good thing.
It is, yeah. Very interesting, informative.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
like I
think-
said, see the farrier's wife, she makes excellent tools.
Oh, yes, you said that, yes, I might just do that. And I can use one of those little hands.
Oh, yes, handy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, just to hear all this stuff is so exciting. Thank you for being here and going over with this.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to advertise our stuff.
Well,
Absolutely.
anytime. We're
Absolutely.
always open, even at any time of the year, for a
Right,
guest to
for
call us
guests.
and say, can we be on your show?
Just to let people know, and
Yeah.
that's how word gets out. Right.
Yeah, so that'll be another exciting weekend like the last one was. The last one was all Audubon and birds and everything. Yeah. And also in August over at Jerdafet, the Art Guild is having a quilt show.
Oh,
My
really?
goodness.
Yes, so that'll be, information will be coming out pretty soon on that.
So Iris, how many members belong to the Art Guild?
There's 51 maybe, or 50, 51.
And
Quite a
not
few.
all of them are from town, right?
Oh, no. We have members from, now we just got a couple from St. Louis, but Imperial was the furthest up. And then we have Perryville and Cape and Farmington and some other little towns out in the Lead Belt. Plus
And,
St. John, Chester,
Right.
yeah.
and are you going to have those, I think you offered a beginning watercolor.
Yes, the classes, that's another good thing to talk about, thank you. The class schedule for the summer's being made right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of classes offered. There's acrylics, watercolor, drawing. Drawing's going to be later in the toward fall, unless somebody else pops up and volunteers a drawing class. Yeah, so, yeah, there's lots, and a lot of kids. I mean, the kids' classes are like $10, and the adults run anywhere from $25, $30, $40, $45. And very worthwhile because you go several weeks.
Right.
At least, well, not weeks, several days. You get maybe 6 or 8 hours of training for $40 or $45
Yeah.
or $30.
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to come the last time, but I knew I was going to miss at least a couple of them.
Oh.
So I was hoping you all were going to offer it again. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make it.
There's
I'm
a- yeah.
interested. I think flowers look prettiest to me anyway.
Right.
In watercolor.
Oh,
so
beautiful, yes. There's a class now, but it's full. It'll be in May 8th. I think it's the 8th.
That's a Sunday.
Oh, that's April.
I don't think they go.
It'll be the 9th, and the three Mondays in May, after the first weekend. It'll be those 3 Mondays. And it's full, but she's doing animals and watercolor, flowers and stuff. Well, the flowers are incorporated into the paintings of the animals, yeah. And then Peggy Bay, she does a lot of acrylic. That's very, very interesting. She's developed, she used to do pastels all the time, and she got into this pouring, but she's developed her own style with florals and gardens. They're semi-abstract, but they're just beautiful. Yeah.
well, something
So
more
she
to look
does,
for.
No
yeah,
kidding, no
she
kidding.
does a lot of classes, and her classes are fun. And I'm going to be doing a kids watercolor and an adult watercolor.
that the kids is probably where I need to start.
Well, you know,
So,
you can-
anyway.
So you can do the walk. Is there times for the garden walk? What'd you say? it was?
No.
No? They just open at a certain time?
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, you mean the
Time for-
gardens?
Yeah, the gardens.
Oh, the gardens.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Or did you
Saturday,
say-
not,
She did say, yeah.
well, the gardens are open from 10 to 4 both days.
Okay, 10 to 4, all right.
Yeah.
I thought, now that you said that, I remember you saying that. Well, see, then you can go downtown afterwards and visit down there or go shopping. Now, will the other stores be open later? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know, the food places, of
Right,
course,
they'll be
but I don't know about the shops. They'll probably stay open
See,
till their usual time.
that would be
Most of
a
the
good
time,
thing.
they do add a
Yeah.
couple hours on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good food
and-
and good shopping.
You're right, and if you're from out of town, the Catholic Church is a place they recommend to go to see too, because it's a very, very old,
Oh, yes.
yeah, probably the oldest one around, except the Lutheran Church. It was in the town here before the Catholic Church was.
Oh, it was? I didn't really know
I think,
that.
well, that's what, who was our guest that night?
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. Oh, who was those ladies? Was that the one that,
Rita, not Rita.
was it Ketting?
No.
No, that wasn't her. Oh, no, that was for something else.
Who else is down there besides Bonnie Zerwig and Randy's wife?
Linda?
Oh, Linda Broomfield.
Linda. Yes, Linda and-
Linda and, who did you just say?
Bonnie?
No, it wasn't Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie's at Ring.
Oh, she was
Yeah,
here? Oh,
was Bonnie
okay.
and
Yes,
Linda.
it was, Bonnie and
Bonnie
Linda,
and
and
Linda.
that's what they said.
Yes,
That theirs was the oldest. I don't know if it
Yeah.
is or not.
that's right.
But this one was down in the big field, and they moved it up here.
Oh,
Yeah, so, yeah. And I thought they gave a date of 18-something, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, and that one's from
pretty-
17.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, that was very interesting. They have beautiful wooden statues and a carved altar. And of course, it was all out of the Catholic churches, but
right.
they're very, very,
church
very, very
statues?
beautiful. What?
You talking about the Lutheran churches?
Yes.
Yeah, they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, and isn't this Friday the first,
No,
that was last Friday? The art walk,
It was the fourth Friday.
fourth Friday?
Yeah.
which is this week.
Is this week, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be, those are fun to attend.
Yes, they
Yes.
are. And now that it's warmer, there's tables outside where you can sit and visit with your
yes.
friends and whatever. And Brad's put a couple couches and chairs on his front porch down there at the
Oh,
tea
at the
shop.
Tea shop, yes.
Yeah.
I saw
And
those.
so there was people sitting out there too,
Yeah.
which is nice, yeah. It's always nice just to sit around and jam,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we sat on his porch. It was nice.
It was,
After our tea, we weren't quite ready to go home. He left and waved at us. Didn't run us off, so he's very welcoming.
yes, he is.
He is a very sweet guy.
And I can't wait till the antique shop opens up, too.
Right,
Yes.
that'll
That's
be
coming
neat.
soon.
That's
Yeah.
coming soon.
That'll be 80, is it 80-something, 85 they're starting with, I think?
starting-
Really?
Yeah,
Starting.
and they're going to have over 280,
Yes.
is it?
It's quite a bit.
Oh,
They're gonna-
wow.
They're slowly getting it up. They post all the time. If you're a friend of theirs on Facebook, they've got the walls, and then they got the windows, and then they got the
Yes.
doors,
Right,
and then, yeah.
right.
And it looks like they're really fixing the building up nice.
Yeah, I wish, too bad it's not going to be open for the garden walk.
Yes.
Yes,
I
that
think
would be
they're
good.
planning on the end of the month. If everything comes in and gets done, yeah.
That night, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be another interesting addition to St. John.
Oh, yes.
And it'll probably draw more people since St. Mary's
Yes.
Mall is not there
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perfect place, there again, right downtown.
Yeah.
You know, you can,
Yeah, it's walking distance from the square, easily.
Yes.
eat and then go for that walk.
Yeah, go spend your time and go eat, make sure you eat.
Well, if we go shopping, I always do that, let's eat first, then we can walk.
Yeah, and you could start at breakfast.
Absolutely. Yes, you could.
Go eat breakfast somewhere and then
Yeah.
go
Sit down. or
sit down, go
tea
to the
for the
garden walk,
afternoon.
visit a couple gardens,
Wine
go
House.
eat lunch.
Good evening, and then you can end it downtown. So
Yeah.
that's really exciting. You know, I hope.
And I don't think any restaurant in town has bad food. It's all good.
Oh, it is.
Of
yeah.
anybody.
I think in the last month, I've eaten at probably 7 or 8 restaurants
Really?
downtown for meetings and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
And everybody's kind of chosen a little different one.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We met for kind of brunch at Bienick, and her quiches and that are all, the muffins are
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been down there for a couple of years, probably 3 years.
Where's that?
Yeah, Beatnik.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
she
she-
quit serving her lunches and stuff. She only does quiche and like she did before. She added the lunch. Specialty coffees.
No, I had her hot chocolate, and that was good.
Was it? Yeah. Is that a specialty brand too? Probably.
I don't know if it is or not.
You just drank the hot chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a coffee person.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
And I don't mind trying different kinds either. The only thing I'm not psyched up about, and that's hazelnut. I can sit there and smell that coffee, and it smells wonderful, but I cannot drink it. And my sister, she used to drink hazelnut all the time. And when I go out there, well, that's all she had. Do you want coffee? Have a cup of coffee with me. Well, so I learned, I took sugar, I took some sugar with me, and I told her, I said, I have to put this sugar in there. Well, I have sugar. But it was just the idea, I had to kill that taste. I mean, it smelled wonderful, but the taste was just, but
It smells good, but tastes
Right.
awful.
Well,
Yeah.
and in the mornings when I go in and we're brewing the coffee and the tea, oh my gosh, I told them they need to make a candle that smells like brewed tea.
It smelled like brewed coffee.
Walk right by that tea and oh my gosh. But, you know, we talked the last time how proud and blessed we are to have the town that we have. You
And
know,
the food.
and the food.
You know, and they're not, chain,
No,
They're not-
They're all home or
most of them.
locally owned. Yes, most of them. Yes. So that's really good. And our Mexican place, or those people live in town. So you know.
And the
locally-
food's good there,
Oh my
too.
gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Really, there's no restaurant.
That's right, there's no
There's-
restaurant in town
nope.
that's not good.
Nope.
And we've been getting a lot of people in the art guild, or the art center, from St. Louis. They just drive down here for the day and come in there and go to the other little shops, and mostly on Sundays.
Yeah.
And they have lunch. They just do it to get away for the day.
Yeah. And I think we're an excellent
Location.
location.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yep.
I can remember many times when you still wrote checks out and people see you drive all the way up here to shop.
St. Louis is not far.
No,
Gosh.
hop and a
Yeah.
skip.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess if you want to go over times again
Oh, okay.
before we close up.
Sometimes.
So I am not me, the St. Genevieve Master Gardeners are sponsoring their annual, as was in the past, spring garden walk. And tickets can be obtained down at the Welcome Center on the day of, which is May 14th and 15th. It's the weekend after Mother's Day. and tickets are $10 a piece. Children 6 and under are free, and that ticket is good for both days of the garden walk.
10 o'clock?
Oh, they start at, the plant sale starts at 9 o'clock only on Saturday, and the gardens are open from 10 to 4 both days. We don't open the plant sale at 9 o'clock on Sunday because of church services that people want to attend. So that too only opens at 10 on the Sunday.
And where do they sell the plants and stuff?
The plant sale is right behind our ticket booth,
Okay.
which is right on the corner there of Main and
Market.
Market.
Market, okay.
Yeah, Market and Main, right next to the Welcome Center. But we're outside.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not inside the
Right.
Welcome Center.
Okay, okay. And that's potted plants and hanging plants?
About everything.
Mostly perennials, I would say.
Okay.
Natives. We usually have some tomato plants, usually the heirlooms. Occasionally we'll have bushes and shrubs, a lot of hostas in the past. I don't know, some of our people who supplied a lot of the plants are retired from being so active in the Master Gardeners, so I'm not sure exactly what we'll come up with
Right.
this year. But it's always well taken care of. The plants thrive in this area. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough to give away. So I'm sure they will thrive in your gardens.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Unless you don't have a green thumb like me. I bought tomato plants last year. I had too many of them. So I gave a friend one. Hers was tomatoes all over the place, and mine was like 2 tomatoes, and that was it. I need to apply for, well, you don't give it to individuals. Get some good dirt.
And we would very much appreciate everybody's prayers for good weather that
Oh,
weekend.
yes.
Yes, for sure, because that's all it knows how to do is rain lately.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, well, it's rain now.
And we have the youth plein air again Saturday, so we need dry weather from about 9:30 till 12:30. So everybody can pray for that too, for this weekend, this Sunday, Saturday.
Where's that going to be at?
It's down at the Moses Austin house where the,
Oh.
yeah, bring the boys. Do they like art?
Yes, I know the one twin does, Mac. So if nothing else, maybe I can.
Yeah, they win. We've got really nice prizes. Best of Show is picked from all the entries, and it's $50. And then first place is $30, and second place is 25, and 10. Yeah, 25, and 10 is third place. So the kids can have money to buy art supplies or whatever they like.
So what are you having the actual art done that day?
Right there in 2-hour time.
Yeah.
Like today, it was from 3 to 5. And we had, oh my gosh, so many second and third graders and a couple 7th graders. But, all of a sudden here, all these kids come, and the day was beautiful. It was a little windy, but we taped their papers down. And they can do watercolor, colored pencil, Sharpies, oil pastels, and
Colors? That's pretty much the speed of my grandsons.
yeah, well, the oil pastels are like crayons. Yeah. Yeah, they work like crayons. And most of the kids today, they would start out with a pencil. And they would come and say, could I have some watercolors? And so most of them did watercolors today. There were probably four drawings, 3 or 4 drawings, and the rest were all watercolor.
So they have to bring their own?
No, everything's furnished.
Furnished?
All they do is
Oh,
come and sign a paper that, so we know who's there so we can get them to the right school, the prizes, if the kids don't show up. And then on May 27th, I think it is, the Friday in May, fourth Friday, we're going to give the awards.
And what day did you say, what day did you say this was?
It was today from 3 to 5, and then Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Saturday
Okay.
from 10 to 12.
10 to 12.
Unless it pours down rain. And if it does, we'll probably put it on Facebook or something, and then schedule another one. But it's so hard now, like First Communion Saturday, and the prom Saturday. Everything's going on Saturday. And we really need the older kids, because one year a whole bunch of them from St. John came, and it was so nice to have big kids there.
Right.
You know, because usually it's middle school, and but we give prizes for the elderly, the older ones too, the older ones too. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
it is, and the kids like it. Yeah. So, anyway, I think they sent. I know Jamie and some of the St. John teachers sent messages out about the. They send it to the whole school about the plein air. So anyway, that's what I got to say. So
Well, ladies, it was really fun chatting with you.
you
That's what it
too.
is.
Yeah.
You know what's fun about it is when you're in here, you know, we've had some that, I'm scared, I don't know what to say. And I said, all you have to do is, we may ask you to start it or just tell us about your business. Then they'll go there, and then once you ask the question, then it's like, they, you know.
Like you're sitting at the
Yes,
kitchen
like,
table.
right, right.
Like Mary Ann Otto used to say, if you can't find something to do in St. John, you're not even trying to look.
Yes,
Or you're
yes.
not looking, or something
you're
like
not
that.
looking, or-
Yeah.
There's something new every weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something to do, right?
Yes, and of course, one of the biggest things, there's 3 houses going up in Valley Spring
Oh,
right
really?
now, so you can always, it's
Drive
amazing-
out there and see.
It's amazing how traffic increases when
Somebody-
there's something new going on.
That's for sure.
Are those spec houses, or people are building them?
I'm not 100% sure, because I think one for sure that's almost built is being built by somebody, but the other 2 might be, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, so I guess if nobody has anything else to say, we'll say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And thank you.